let's start off with our predicted lineup, and then we'll get into the preview. But in terms of the predicted lineup, let's run through this injury news.
Yeah, so really good news. Udogie, Romero and Odegaard all available for selection ahead of the game on Saturday evening, which is obviously a major boost. We've missed Romero so much. He's missed, the last 3 games. So having him back is unbelievable. Udogie as well. That's also a major boost because Spence has been heavily relied upon on that left-hand side. And Odegaard, who obviously got a bit of a knock against Monaco, he's back available. So that's really great. Solanke is not going to be available until after the international break. He's confirmed that. Radu Dragusin, he's confirmed, is going to be playing a behind closed doors friendly over the next international break as well. And Kota Takai has a quad injury and is currently not training, so he's unavailable. Archie Gray, we know, is now a semi-long-term injury, at least a month. Ben Davis, we haven't heard about a length of time, but he's unavailable. Kulusevski, he said, is not on the grass yet, but is making good progress.
Yeah. So look, some good news, some bad news. We really need to get those players back, the injured ones like the Kulusevskis, the Solankis, even the Kota Takais to provide a bit of cover at the back. But in terms of this one, Frank was asked about potentially the return of Cuti Romero. Does that open up a 5 at the back in terms of for this game? I think, all being a perfect world, in a perfect world, I think 5 at the back would probably be the best way to go. But I don't know. I've got a feeling it could be a bit too soon for Romero to start the game.
Well, yeah, it's interesting listening to him speak because he said he's available for selection, which is obviously really great. But then he did say, we don't know. We'll see how long he can play for. So that kind of implies, is he going to start in this game? Is he going to be thrown in? There's a tendency whenever Romero comes back fit, you do throw him in, and he is our club captain as well. And
Always
I'm sure
seems to be
Romero
against Chelsea as well.
I'm sure Romero is going to be chomping at the bit to get thrown in as well. So I'm sure if Frank asks Romero, you're good enough to start, he's going to be absolutely boss. I'm in there, put me in. But Frank has to make that decision. So I'm also undecided, even if he is fully fit, whether he would go back 3, because the build-up we've been playing last couple of games has been, he's trying to instill that into the team. He's trying to work on that. I think it's been working decently past couple of games, albeit a lot of work to do. Is he going to change it at home to Chelsea just for this game to go to a back 3? Chelsea have been struggling against the back 5, so I think he must have noticed that, and maybe he thinks, okay, that's something they've been struggling with. But he also did say, Tottenham are not going to sit back in this game. We're going to go for them. This is not a Tottenham that's going to be low block all the time. There'll be times where we have to defend in a low block, but we are going to go at them. And he said from minute 1, you're going to see Tottenham going at Chelsea. So, playing a back 3.
You can do that with a back 5, though.
You can, but you do.
Especially a 3-5-2 with 2 up top.
I know, but like say for PSG, we didn't do that. We were very...
PSG is a different kettle of fish, though.
I know.
PSG is PSG.
But that's why we went back 3, to get that extra centre-back in there and frustrate PSG. I don't know if we're going to do that against Chelsea at home. I think maybe we feel like, why should we do that?
Yeah, well, first of all, because Chelsea struggle against the back 5, and I think in terms of the way we have been playing our football, I think it must be the best avenue. Look, we'll get into all of it in the preview, but I do think we're going to go 4 at the back, albeit I do think 5 at the back is probably the best course of action. But I think, in my mind, I've got it as like 4 at the back, and then maybe in the latter stages of the game, if we're ahead, we move to a 5 at the back, bring on Romero to seal off the victory.
If Romero is fit enough to start, does he play back 3?
Yeah, I think he will.
I still think he goes back 4. I think he thinks it's working well, so I don't think there's any real reason to change it.
I think it just depends on who you're playing against and which formation and setup he's going to go for.
I understand that, but does he feel like Chelsea are that good he has to change it?
Yeah, I mean, look, Chelsea are a very good side. They're on good form as well, and we struggle against them.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's past. We're talking about now. It doesn't matter how we've done previously. But yeah, they're a good team. But they have lost 3 of the last 5 games in the Premier League, albeit the 2 games they did win were Liverpool and can't remember the other one, Forest away. So, look, decent wins. But are they that good that you have to change your whole approach at home to nullify them? I don't know if you'll feel that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at our home form, and I think it gives us more of the safety net in this game, where I think we just need to get this win, and I think 5 at the back gives us a better opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I hear that. I think I don't think he does. I think this game we go forward back.
Look, I agree. I'm saying we will go forward at the back. I don't think Romero's going to start, which is a bit of a spoiler. But look, let's get into the predicted lineups then. So we're going for a 4-2-3-1 as per usual. In goal, we're going to welcome back Guillermo Vicario in goal, which will be a welcome return. And it's not many people would have been saying that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and Kinski obviously came in, didn't cover himself in much glory away at St James's Park. Vicario's been in great form, and now everyone's clamouring for him to be back in the team. So how quickly a goalkeeper's stock can change.
Exactly. So Vicario, big up to him. Much welcome return. Right back, I think, pretty simple. Pedro Porro.
Well, you say simple. I think it will be, but Udogi's back.
Yeah.
Is there a chance he goes Spence right back?
I don't think so. I think he's going to play Pedro Porro, and I think Destiny starts as well at left back.
Because this game, Chelsea they rely on their wingers, don't they? They're going to have Garnacho there, they're going to have Neto, maybe Gittins. Is this a game where maybe if you nullify their wide players, that could be an avenue where Frank looks at potentially? Yeah,
it's true, but I still think he'll fancy Pedro Porro against the wingers that Chelsea have, and Pedro Porro offers us so much more offensively as well. So I think Pedro Porro comes straight back in.
All right, I agree. Left back.
Yeah, I think will be.
So we think Udogi is fit enough to start, but Romero isn't.
Yeah, I just got a feeling as well, just because.
But Romero was ahead of him.
In terms of what?
Like he came back on the grass quicker. He was ahead of him.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, he was saying, he was training with the team before Udogi was during the week. Udogi only came back on the grass just before Newcastle, whereas for Romero it was a bit before.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of injuries, if...
Romero was... I think Udogi had a slight knock on his knee.
Yeah.
He had felt some fatigue in his knee, I think he said. And what did Romero have? I can't remember. He had a strain. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just got a feeling that Spence needs a bit of a rest at the moment. I think Danso is performing really well week in, week out. The performances from Jed Spence are a bit up and down a little bit at the moment. So I've just got a feeling Destiny will be ready.
It's also a case that you can't really... Is it too much a risk to throw them both back in a back four as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Because if they both break down, you're in real trouble. All right, we're going to go with Doggy then, left back, which I hope we do. I think it's going to be a good avenue for us to attack down. So we're going Danso and Van der Ven.
Danso and Van der Ven, yep. I think we will see Romero in this game, but I think it'll be in the latter stages of the game. So I think Danso keeps his spot, and deservedly so. And Mickey Van der Ven comes in as captain at left centre back, and he was nicely rested in midweek as well. So hopefully, no doubt about it, we're going to see a top Mickey Van der Ven.
Yeah, for sure, and that hopefully he's fit, he's fresh, and Chelsea's attacking options at the moment up front. Delap's suspended. They've been playing Mark Guiu recently, who's obviously not been a top option for them. They have João Pedro.
Yeah.
But I think either of those players, I think our centre backs we're looking at thinking we can handle that.
Yeah, I mean, João Pedro's been a bit off form, hasn't he? He hasn't got a goal contribution in a while.
I just feel he's more of a number 10. He's not really a striker.
And they have dropped him back to number 10 in recent weeks. So, look, I think when you're looking at Chelsea's forward options, there are some good players there, don't get me wrong. But without Cole Palmer, they miss a lot, don't they? And I think our defenders will fancy their chances against that Chelsea front line.
I think they've really got it wrong in the striking department. They got rid of Jackson. They signed Delap, who's obviously suspended for this game, luckily for us, and they've got João Pedro. So they're heavily reliant, in my opinion, on Delap because he's their only real natural number 9. I don't see João Pedro as a number 9. So I think it won't be too long before they look for another striker.
Yeah, potentially. I think they tried to stop that move for Jackson, didn't they, to Bayern Munich?
Because the lap got injured.
Exactly, and it was a little too late. Jackson refused to come back. But look, that is the back four we're going for. We're going for Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro right back, Destiny Udogie left back two of Kevin Danso and Mickey van der Ven. In the midfield, I do think it's going to be more of the same. So first up, João Palhinha.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I don't know what you call them, but is it the trusted double pivot or the double pivot that the Tottenham fans don't want to see, especially at home? But I do think we are going to see it in this game.
You know what? You don't really want to see it at home, but in this game, I don't mind seeing it against this Chelsea side.
Oh, one sec. Yeah, I think it's going to be these two again.
Yeah, so Palhinha and Rodrigo Bentancur in the middle.
I think there's also been a trend that whenever Bentancur goes off, we seem to fall apart. I don't know if you noticed that.
I haven't noticed that, actually.
Yeah, in recent games. Against Newcastle, he goes off, we fall apart. Against Monaco, he went off and it got way worse. Like, I feel like he's maybe people are underestimating his influence in midfield, potentially.
Yeah, but also you got to say that in both of those games, it's not like we were well on top when he was on the pitch.
No, but it's gotten worse.
Yeah. But also, like, the Newcastle game, there were more things going on than just Bentancur going off. They also brought on, like, a hell of great players in the middle of the park. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something to it, but also in both those games, we weren't great. So, Bentancur, Palhinha in the middle, Xavi in the 10. I think he retains his spot because I think steps in the right direction. And I've got a feeling this is the game. This is the game for Xavi.
Chelsea at home.
This is the game where we're going to welcome Xavi to Tottenham Hotspur.
It's written.
It's written.
It's written in this game. Given how he nearly moved to Chelsea, it fell through. At home as well, he hasn't really had that one big performance to welcome him to the Premier League yet. It'll be special for this one. This is the Premier League scriptwriters. Get it in for this game. This
100%.
Is written for tomorrow.
Yeah, I've really got a feeling this is Xavi's game tomorrow. Right wing, obviously Mohamed Kudus comes straight back in. Two performance. I mean, he's been all right. He's been all right last couple of games. I mean, I thought he was very good at Everton. Well, you thought the opposite. Last game when he came on, I thought he was kind of marked out the game. But this could be a game for Kudus as well. I think Kudus can be bang up for this one.
Yeah, 100%. But obviously, in the game against Everton, he was more of a number 10. Against Newcastle, came on, was out wide, but didn't really impact the game for the last 20 minutes or so. It's going to be interesting to see, because we've been building up in this 3-2-5 formation in possession. He said he's wanted to get players closer to Xavi to kind of, he can combine with. That's why he went with Johnson on the right and Kudus a bit central. Now, that's going to influence, obviously, how he plays, who he plays on the left or on the right, because he's gone Johnson on the right last couple of games. He's done better, but still, we want a bit better quality. So does he go Kudus again a bit more tucked inside with Johnson out wide, or is he going to go with maybe another 10 on the left, or what do we think?
I think he's going to go with another number 10 on the left, and I think it's going to be Bergvall.
Bergvall?
Yeah.
Like against Newcastle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a similar dynamic because Bergvall really performed, I thought, in that position midweek. There was nice dynamic with Xavi Simons as well. And to have Xavi, Kudus and Bergvall all behind a striker, I think that's a bit mouthwatering.
And I think if you get a doggy as well on the outside,
exactly, yeah,
that creates the width as well.
Exactly,
and
also
that creates a better dynamic.
And also, if we're talking about Wilson Odebear is just returning as well. So I think it's a bit too much to have that whole left-hand side of players just returning from injury. So I've got a feeling it will be Lucas Bergvall.
All right, we're going Bergvall off the left in for the two number 10 essentially.
Yeah, so it's not actually off the left. Well, it is in a sense. Like
left, yeah.
When he's defending, he'll be on the left, but when he's attacking, he'll be more in the central areas. So that's the kind. And then I think it's going to be Randall Kolo Muani up top.
I agree.
I think he definitely deserves it. And that's a much different look front four, as no Tell, no Odebear, no Johnson. I think all these players, I think everyone's quite excited to see.
But again, it's another different front four, isn't it? So it's going to take a bit, might not click straight away. But I think in terms of the dynamics, we saw on Wednesday night, finding Bergvall and Xavi in those pockets, that's what we're going to look to do again. Look, if hopefully Romero is fit enough to start, because I think if he is, he's going to be able to play those line-breaking passes a lot better than maybe Danso can. But even if not, I think we did a good job of it on Wednesday. So hopefully we can do the same again with a bit more cohesion, with a bit more quality with Kudus and Kolo Muani instead of Richarlison and Johnson. Hopefully that can lead to better results.
I really like this dynamic of the forward line because you've got João Pedro and Bentancur sitting, protecting, making sure nothing passes. And then you've got so much creativity ahead of them in Javi Simmons, Mohamed Kudus, Bergvall, and then hopefully Kolo Muani to be in the right place at the right time to finish it off.
And I think a doggy makes a huge difference.
100%.
Huge difference.
100%.
You get him down to the byline, you get him stretching the play out wide, you're actually creating width. Whereas I feel like Spence just adds to the kind of central kind of dominance. He doesn't really stretch the game enough. And when he does, he doesn't do enough with it. I think a doggy, when he gets there, he'll create an opportunity for you. He'll get to that byline. So I think him and Bergvall there makes us much more of a threat on the left as well.
Agreed. And you look at it, and you look at that four, that square of Danso, Bentancur, Paulinho, and Mickey van der Ven. That's going to be our wall against Chelsea, right? Then you've got Pedro Porro creating from deep. You've got Destiny Udogie creating that width. You've got Kudus on the other side creating the width. I mean, I really like this team. Really like this team.
And also, having maybe Bergvall there, as a bit more of a central player, could help us because Reece James likes to play a bit inverted and tuck inside, and I think that could help. That could suit Bergvall.
That battle on our right hand side of Mohamed Kudus and Mark Cucurella is going to be one hell of a battle, isn't it?
Odds on Kudus pulling his hair.
I mean, we need Romero to come on and do that. But yeah, they are going to foul each other a lot, Kudus and Cucurella. That's going to be one hell of a battle. But look, we'll get into everything in the match preview. But in terms of if we go with that team, what's your score prediction?
Yeah, I said 1-1, but I'm looking at Chelsea's front line, and especially centrally, I think we can handle it. But I think out wide, that's where I'm worried because they're very tricky out wide. I think defensively they can be got at. I think we can take them. I'm going to go 2-1 to Spurs.
2-1.
I think we can take them. I really do. I'm looking at the teams. I'm like, why can't we? What should we be worried about?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see which way they go. But I agree. I think it's about time Spurs beat Chelsea. And I think it's going to come tomorrow night
and their injuries
at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, their injuries should play a big part.
Yeah. So I am going to go for a clean sheet for Spurs tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a clean sheet. And I said 1-0 in Predict the Prem. I'm going for 2-0 this time.
2-0.
2-0 to Spurs. And I'm going to go for Kolo Muani and Javi Simmons to get their first goals for Tottenham Hotspur. So that is my prediction. Sim is going for 2-1. Let me know your predicted lineup and your predicted scorelines in the comments section below.